Welcome back to another episode of Hot Rod City. I got some a little bit of a decent weather today. Last time I spoke with you guys, I hadn't done all that sheeting there, so I did all that sheeting, and I started out trimming out the bay door here. So I don't know if you can actually see that. You can see a little bit of it. Actually looks pretty sweet. So I got the inner cap on, and then I also have the J channel on the sides. I have to put the rail or the piece on top. I didn't have that, that's why I had to go order. I ran out apparently. So we ordered everything that's sitting on this trailer right here. That is $550, $60 worth of freaking trim. So I'm gonna get to it today. Now I have to put a 2x4 on the inside of this. It's an actual 2x4. It's store-bought, not from the Amish mill. Because the Amish mill cut these. This is actually 4 inches in width. While the poles, pressure treated, I bought it 3.5, just like you would buy in a normal hardware store. So I'm just using these as scrap at the moment. So what I do is I line it up on the inside of the pole since it overhangs. It hits the header. And I nail it in. It's just temporary. So now I can take my tape measure, which I already know this is 10 foot, but I double check anyways. Measure twice, cut once, right? So that way I have something to set the 2x4 on while I'm trying to nail it in, because I am out here by myself. So then once that's in, we can pull these back off. And I have the red cap that covers these. There, now you can see with my board up, the caps are gone, it's nailed in. Just like before, I'm using a saw blade that's turned backwards to cut this metal. And just for those of you out there that don't know, don't take a good blade and turn it around backwards. It's just going to tear it up, chip teeth off and everything else. So make sure you're using like a blade that's dull anyway, you don't really use. I was actually upstairs the other day and didn't feel like getting down. So I ended up turning the blade around on it and trying to cut it. It wouldn't even cut. It wouldn't even cut wood. It just burnt it up and that was it. So, but I'm still using it to cut metal, so I guess that's working. The scrap piece that I had from cutting one over on that wall, I actually cut it up and got 3 pieces out of it to go over top the door. So that's a whole sheet there. It lines up actually just right on the money to where I didn't need to cut a sliver or anything like that. And I got the next piece cut. I'm gonna go ahead and hang it and use my regular method, using my magnet and doing that. I got my level to make sure it is level, and I'm gonna screw down around here somewhere, get this panel up. It's the end of another day. It don't look like it, but I spent 5 hours on that upstairs wall today. Say hello. Hey. Alright, fine. So, anyway, 5 hours on that wall. And it doesn't show the amount of work and time. And I mean, a lot of it, my knees are killing me. A lot of it's going just up and down the ladder. So, I nailed up a 1x6 to space out the 2x6 like it's supposed to be. So that way, and I put a lip, basically 1.5 inch lip all the way around and up the door. So that's all trimmed out, well, jammed out, framed out. Then I had to put some extra battens, nailers, whatever you want to call them, all through the face of it. And then I also took on the front wall here and put a 2x8, which is it's rough cut, so it's actually, you know, 8 inches wide. Put that all the way across, and as much as that wall used to sway, don't move now. So, and the rear wall, the one with the window, I finished trimming out the window for the with the framing, with the nailer boards. So it's 1x up there, and then I also nailed I did a 1x6 on that wall. I didn't do a 2x6 on that wall. I didn't do the 2x8 like this wall because this wall gets a door, and that one's just got the little window in it, and it doesn't move anywhere. So then by the time you put the metal on it, frame it all out, it's good to go. So I'm pretty happy. I'm going to be starting to sheet the upstairs here pretty shortly, but I still have some loose ends to tie up elsewhere, so I'm going to go ahead and knock them out. That way they're not holding me up from sheeting the upstairs. When I sheeted this wall here, this is the east wall. This is my main entry door with the glass on it. As you can see, the panel ended here. So by the time I overlap, the overlap will end here. So even just looking straight on, you can see there, you'll be seeing white from inside this J channel. So I didn't want to do that. So not only because would you see it there, but as you walk up at a diagonal, you'll see even a lot more of it. So I actually took this piece of scrap and cut to go here. What I'm going to do is just slide that in there like that. So, yeah, it's not going to fit 110% just because this last rib on the panel is different from all the rest, and this is just, like I said, a piece of scrap. You have to tuck it up inside a little bit so that way if any water does get back there, it runs over top of that and down. So, but at least now when you look on it, just little touches like that. Now, if I had a little more practice at, you know, engineering and designing my own building here, I probably could have moved the door a few inches to the left or a few inches to the right, avoided having to put that piece of scrap in there. I closed up this corner here because I started this panel here, running down this way. Because me being left-handed, I start from the left and go to the right, with the exception of the one wall that I first covered. So what I ended up doing is I put this cap on the end of it. It actually does a really, really good job of hiding the imperfections because my walls are kind of in and out as they go from top to bottom. One, because I put up giant telephone poles by myself, and two, storms got to them and they settled. And also, the telephone poles are bigger on the bottom than they are at the top. Some of these here are actually quite significant. I think one of them was like 14 inches on the bottom, which I mean, it was 3-4 feet in the ground, but in the top of it was closer to like 8 inches. So, doing the best account of what I got. one of the reasons why I decided to go with the tin on the outside, because it's really designed to cover up, it's for barns and stuff, it's designed to cover up a lot of imperfections. So I measured the cap. I got another cap sitting here over here off camera. I'm gonna put my earplugs in and cut it. It's easier to cut these pieces because they're rather large with the circular saw with the blade turned backwards. So I'm gonna cut that up, then I'll take you guys around the side and show you how I show you what it looks like before, after, during, and while I'm in the process of fingering it out and getting it up there. So follow me around. Put my screw in the bottom, go up.